All right, well, welcome everybody. We're kicking off another session of our marketing and lead generation workshops, and excited that all of you are here watching it live or watching the recording. And if you don't know who Jeff and I are, just quick little introduction. We're the co-founders of growmyprofit.com, and we work as business consultants, helping businesses to scale 2 to 10x in 3 to 5 years. That's the primary focus. We're brothers. We grew up being entrepreneurs and kind of grew up in a family that was entrepreneurial. And just a year or so ago, we decided to take all of our experiences and different backgrounds in building businesses and turn it into a business consultant firm that we can end up helping other businesses to take the steps that we have taken to scale their business. And so our 6 steps are assess, business planning, marketing, sales, leadership, and operations. And those are the 6 steps that we focus on. Those are the things that we integrate into our consulting clients. Marketing is the topic that we are talking about today. We are on a workshop series all around marketing and lead generation. And if you want to learn more about some of the training and educational resources, we have an online platform called Scale University. You can see it here at the link, growmyprofit.com/virtual. All of our recordings inside this series are listed inside of our classroom. There's also other courses that are available inside Scale University, like our 6 steps, and you can go in there and get more specifics on the 6 steps. You can get education, videos, and worksheets and downloads and all kinds of really cool resources. The last 3 sessions that we've done so far were on defining your target market or your target audience and how to attract them, creating an irresistible offer, understanding the different phases of marketing and the different strategies around lead generation. Today, we're going to be talking more specifically on client retention and referral generation, and then we'll have 2 more sessions that follow. So hopefully you've gotten some opportunities to get clarity on your target audience and to really refine your offer and really nail down the lead generation strategies that are going to be more ideal for your target market. If you'd like to go back and watch the recordings of those, we can definitely get you the links to those resources, or you can just go to Scale University and view those particular courses. But the question I have for all of you today to just reflect on is if you were to think about your lead funnel, this was done by design where the lead generation is up at the top, the client retention is in the middle, the referral generation is what leads to growing your profit. If you were to evaluate your success in filling your funnel and bringing people through that process to grow your profit, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being perfect, 1 being failing, what kind of a score would you give yourself today? And once you give yourself a score, regardless of what the number is, I want you to think about, what do you feel is missing from helping you to grow that score? If you could put your finger on it, do you know what the problem is? Or are you at a point where you're really not sure what the problem is? Our goal in this marketing workshop series is to help you to find the problem and to give you possible solutions that have been proven out by other successful business owners so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to spend a lot of time and money looking through trial and error. You can actually go out there and find the solution that's been used by other people. So the common problems that we see when we're out there talking to business owners in regards to retention specifically is oftentimes in customer service or customer engagement, or the lack of communication. There isn't a steady, consistent uh, amount of information that's being provided to current clients or past clients, or maybe the experience that they had with the organization just wasn't stellar. And so they're open to new opportunities, or they're maybe treating their purchasing decision a little bit more like a commodity rather than an actual relationship. Your value proposition may not be clear to the clients or past clients that you've worked with. If you were to go interview a handful, maybe sporadic, of current clients and past clients, if I was to ask them what your unique value proposition was or what's unique about what you offer, would they have any idea what it is? And part of that's just the repetition and bringing that value proposition consistently back to your clients, past clients, and current clients. The next one would be inefficient follow-up processes. Sometimes people just get too busy. They're disorganized. Organizations just lack good follow-up practices. They don't have a lot of accountability in place. And so follow-up and return phone calls. I'm surprised that these days the amount of people that don't return phone calls or don't return emails or requests for information. Limited customer loyalty, there's a lot of different businesses out there that are utilizing technology and utilizing customer loyalty programs. And so, once they get your client into their loyalty program, getting them back to you is going to be challenging unless you can really set yourself apart with marketing. Jeff, you've had a chance to run 4 different businesses. You've run multi-million-dollar businesses. What are your thoughts on these 4 retention problems, and what are some commonalities that you've maybe had to fix inside your organizations as it relates to these or other things that you've seen?
We took our business through the traction process because I had never seen a physical process of how to grow your company in writing with a plan. And so we hired a guy, brought him in and helped go through traction. And one of the things that we came up with was, and I wasn't really a big believer in core values and mission statements. I hate that stuff. This is like, it's like all pretend. It doesn't mean anything. It's so stupid. Let's put the poster on the wall. Dream work makes the team work, and everyone's rowing the boat. Dude, I hate that stuff. I don't know why. It just irks me. But somebody said, Jeff, if you don't have any values listed in your company, then nobody knows like where the ship's going and what it means to be on board. And I remember the day we came up with the core values, and I just was writing them down as you were talking because I couldn't remember them. It's been a few years, but it was innovation, integrity, and invested. It was 3 I's that I picked. And they said, Jeff, don't ever put integrity as a core value. Because if one time you screw up, you're done. You don't have integrity. No one has integrity. Everybody lies, cheats, and steals once in a while. And I'm like, I don't care. I know it's not going to be perfect. I screw up. My employees screw up. You don't want to always tell the truth, but we're going to do our best to have integrity in our company. And we hit 99%, and that was great. So innovation, integrity, and invested. And one thing that I learned by doing core values and interviewing people and say, hey, what do you think about innovation? Are you innovative? Oh, yeah, I love to create new things and try. I'm like, cool, they have innovation. How's your integrity? Have you been married 7 times and do you cheat on your wife and you don't have a lot of integrity? You're probably not going to fit in well here because we have integrity in our work and our lives, at the best we could, not perfect, progress, not perfection. But the word invested, that became a pretty important core value for a company. Where are you invested in the company, which means you're invested in the customers? Do you care about our customers? Because if you don't care, you're probably not going to treat them well, and we're probably not going to keep them because our prices are expensive. We're the most expensive direct mail company in the nation. And in order to justify that price and that fat margins where we made a lot of money, we had to be pretty invested in our customers. And when I found customers sticking around for 5 years and overpaying by $100,000, I would ask them why, and they would say, it's because of your customer service and your people. I love my sales rep. I love my account coordinator. They call me right back. I get answers. You guys are honest. It was amazing putting those 3 core values into my companies, how that changed I don't know if I want to say mood of the whole company. And there was one time where I did something and one of my employees goes, hey, Jeff, is that full integrity? And I'm like, crap, you're right. I remember my employee called me out and I was kind of mad, but then I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, that's a little gray area. I probably shouldn't do that or say that. And so everybody started keeping 65 employees accountable, but more importantly, our customers felt it and the customers were attracted to us, even though we were high priced. I lost some customers because they found the exact same product at a freaking 30% less price. So I lost customers over price and we'd try to win them back. But those customers we lost over price, they were always a pain in the ass. They were difficult customers, always complaining. And it was almost like, go away. We don't really want you as a customer. It was okay that we lost some because we built back other ones that appreciated us and the value we brought, the service level we brought. but it's hard. I mean, price is a big deal today, right? China and Amazon, everybody's getting freaking hammered by cheap prices. Everybody wants cheap, cheap, cheap. I get it. And it's hard to build value into your company and keep customers coming around with fat margins when they can go get it down the street cheaper. It's so competitive today, right? Online and China and Amazon, and it's crazy. So that was just kind of my first thought on how we kept customers with innovation, new products. We were always innovating new things so that stuff that our customers would, I'm sorry, our competitors would copy us, and then they look just like us, and they're cheaper. So we're always innovating, adding new products and services to our offering. We work with integrity, and our clients and my team, my sales team, my employees could feel that, and then invested. The employees had to be invested in the company. If they weren't invested in the company and the customers and their fellow employees, we'd fire him. We can't have this. You're not working as a team. So as much as I hated dream work makes the team work and all the stupid posters, I never put up the posters, but I did have these core values posted around the office, and we would talk about them, and we would give awards out when people um, exemplified one of our core values, like they went above and beyond. It was a big deal, and it was fun. It made it more fun, more positive. So kind of a long answer, but my three core values were kind of important in
Yeah.
building all that and keeping business.
I think that it's important just to recognize the fact that, you as a leader with a high, high level of ambition don't need some of those values from a cultural standpoint because you already have your values and beliefs and integrity in you. You don't need to write a poster about them. But when you are moving from me to we, and you're building a culture and you're building a legacy and you're building a tribe that's going to attract other people and there's going to be a vibe that gets put out, having those known cultural values do become important. So that's probably one of those things as business owners watching this right now. If you're looking to grow your organization, you may not have had to put cultural values in play to deliver a high level of customer service when it was you and one or two or three other people. But when you're moving from me to we and you're building a team or an organization, and there's going to be people that are going to be led by people other than you, that's when having those standards would definitely be important. So referral problems, from a perspective of what are some of the things that people struggle with when it comes to referrals and generating more referrals? A lot of times it's just a lack of skills and strategy. They just don't know what they don't know. Very common, it's just a lack of asking. And for follow-up, people don't have the courage to ask, or they forget to ask. They don't have a system for asking. Or when they do ask, they don't follow up to confirm whether or not that opportunity exists for a referral. They don't have referral creation systems that happen automatically, that happen predictably. We'll talk a little bit about that today. And they don't have referral partnerships. And so we'll cover that a little bit today as well. So one of the things that I like to use, and because Jeff has a a flock of sheep at his house, I actually did a video on this concept. But if you look at these first three columns: clients, your personal sphere, people that know you, like you, and trust you, that could potentially benefit from your services or could benefit by referring you to somebody that they may know, like, and trust, and your referral partners. Those are three categories that provide the highest level of return on investment because the cost of reaching them is not very expensive. You're going to typically get a higher percentage of new business opportunities or future business opportunities from that group of people than you are going out to reach a brand new client. And so one of the things that we talk about in the marketing strategy is to really make sure that you're maximizing your database marketing before you spend a whole bunch of money on bringing in people that you don't know, you don't necessarily trust, or they don't trust you yet, and they don't know you or like you just yet. Think about what you can do with your database, and think about them as being your flock of sheep. And if you look at this picture, there's something that is keeping these sheep inside of this particular area. And it is a fence. And that fence is a defined area that is protecting that flock from being lost out in the hills of that particular area in that picture. And so before you start spending a lot of money on generating new opportunities, new clients and customers. We want to maximize that particular section of your business by determining where the fence is. And this is just a visual picture of creating an environment where you are maximizing client retention. You're preventing sheep from getting lost by defining the fence and having a marketing plan to add value and feed those sheep, protect those sheep from the wolves out there that are going to, potentially mistreat them or hurt them. And there's plenty of wolves out there in each one of our industries that are ready to take our sheep. There's also other shepherds out there that are wanting to attract our sheep into their sheep pen. What is it called, Jeff? Is it a sheep pen? What do you put your sheep into? Is it an area, yard?
I mean, right now we have a fenced pasture. They're out pasturing, eating the grass. I call it a pasture, but some people would have a pen because we're on 40 acres. We have big pasture, a lot of fencing for what do we have, about 60 or 80 sheep right now. But yeah.
Yeah, so we talked about that in the video, is that we talked about, Jeff feeds the sheep. He protects the sheep. He's got a couple of dogs out there that chase them coyotes away. He medicates the sheep if they need medicine. He ends up helping them to avoid ailments. I don't know everything else that he does, but I know that one of the things that he will do is that he's going to shear those sheep. And the shearing of the sheep creates wool, which is revenue, referrals, in our particular case, using this analogy. And if Jeff keeps the sheep happy, and he keeps feeding them, protecting them, and providing them with medical need and helping them heal when they're hurt, they're going to continue to produce wool, and they're going to continue to, the sheep flock is going to get bigger because they're going to reproduce. And that's what's going to happen if you do a good job with your particular marketing plan, is that you're going to have growth and more retention and all the things that we're talking about in this particular workshop series. So the five major things that we want to talk about today is understanding your client's needs, providing excellent customer service, building strong relationships, having consistent quality and reliability. And again, this may sound basic, but it's so common not to have these things. And so one of the things that we created was a simple customer service checklist. And if you email us at support@growmyprofit.com, we'll send you a copy of this checklist. And basically, it's a 21-point checklist that helps you to reflect on where you can improve on when it comes down to creating raving fan customer service. Because if you create a tribe of raving fans, because your customer service is so spot on, and really raving fan doesn't mean that you do everything perfectly. It means that at some point during your client relationship, or as you are working with your clients long term, you are wowing them consistently. You're not wowing them with every action that you do. Some of the actions are just the consistency of showing up. But let me just kind of walk you through this checklist. And then if you want a copy of it, you can just email us at support@growmyprofit.com and we'll send you a copy. So the very first one is initial contact. I want you to just be thinking, as I'm walking through this checklist, what are the areas that maybe you need to improve on? Or maybe what are some of the things that you need to add into your customer service plan? Because if these things are not part of your plan, if you aren't training your staff, if you don't have accountability with your staff, these things are oftentimes going to lead to a lower level of client retention and more marketing spend to have to bring in more clients into your business. So how often are you having delayed responses or no response at all? When you do respond, is it a friendly acknowledgement? Is it a warm reception? Are your staff members, or are you using the customer's name? Jeff, I know that you've done a lot of sales training, but a person's name is one of the most important words that you can use when talking to a prospective candidate or customer. What have you done with your staff in training them to integrate the person's first name into conversations?
One thing I did in my companies, multiple companies, I've always done it, is I did personality testing and profiling. It's amazing how many companies will put somebody in customer service and say, hey, what's your, least favorite part of the job? Well, I hate people. I hate people. I don't want to deal with people. Oh, really? And you put them in customer service? So crazy. Like the right butts in the right seats on the bus is the CEO's job. It's amazing how people put the wrong people. So I did a lot of personality testing, profiling, and I figured out I took my best customer service people, studied their personality. Dude, they were all similar. They liked people. They were very accurate. I call them high C on the disc profile. They're analytical. So they do really good work. They don't make mistakes. They're proud of their work, but they like people. And, putting the right people in the right positions is so crucial, or else you just have constant fires to put out and you have not duplicated yourself as a CEO. You put the wrong person in the role, it's actually worse because now you're undoing all their problems. You may as well stay a solopreneur, one person company and just keep doing it all. If you get the wrong people in the wrong position, whether that's sales, customer service, um, receptionist, right? I mean, that's an important part of the team. If, people still have receptionists, that's kind of gone away to computer phone systems. But guess what? We answered our phone and we charged a lot more money. That $3,000 a month receptionist made me hundreds of thousands of dollars just because we answered the phone in 2 rings, not 4 or 6 rings, not voicemail, not press 8 for English, 9 for, Chinese. I mean, it was like answer the phone, like just give people an experience where, wow, when I call these guys, they actually answer or they go find the person. Anyways.
Yeah. And just I mean, the idea of asking more questions, open-ended questions, rather than telling people statements, asking questions to listen to what the prospect or the client has to say, and trying to get more clarity on what it is that they're looking for. So rather than, giving them a misdiagnosis, and giving them a product or service that they don't necessarily need or want because it's just what you feel like is the best option for them, you actually clarify that. Listening actively and taking notes. I don't know, Jeff, if you ever had a salesperson that comes with a pad of paper and while you're talking, they're writing things down. For me, that always feels like that there's a certain level of professionalism. Even when I'm doing Zoom meetings now, when a person that is trying to sell me something, a lot of times the really good ones will say, "Hey, I may not be always looking at the screen because I'm taking notes, and I really want to capture what it is that you're looking for." And I don't have any problem with a person that is typing away when they've given me that declaration, because that oftentimes leads them to a more personalized solution to my problems and to my pain, or to the pleasure and passion that I have. Personalized solutions would be another one. Anything else, Jeff, that you would say would be, when it comes to initial contact, what would be a valuable strategy to have better customer service and client retention?
It's funny when you talked about notes. I had this flashback. 3 years ago, I spent $25,000 to spend 2 days with my marketing mentor, Jabraham. Jabraham's Tony Robbins calls him the godfather of marketing. He's the best. And he's still at 70 something years old going on stage at Tony Robbins. I spent 25 grand along with 20 other people. We're sitting in the room. 5 of us brought notes. And I looked around the room. There's 5 people like me. I had 17 pages of notes in 2 days. And I specifically went and talked to the 5 guys that were taking notes. They were all millionaires. All the other ones were losers. No money, no income. I don't know how they coughed up 25 grand. Maybe mommy and daddy gave them the money, or, they borrowed it because they weren't making any money. And I'm like, isn't that interesting? The 5 guys that are all millionaires are all taking all the notes. And the 15 people that spent the same amount of money to go, were they just there to listen and get entertained for 2 days? I'm like, dude, I'm getting something out of this. I never spent 25 grand to see someone spend 2 days with someone in my entire life. And I was debating whether I was going to do it. And I love this guy, read all of his books, studied, went to $10,000 seminars in the 90s, invested big money to. So anyways, it's funny what you just said about notes. It tells you who's serious and who isn't. And that would be the core value, invested. Are you invested? When you show up to the meeting, are you taking notes? Where are you writing this stuff down? You just here to be entertained for this meeting? Or are you going to learn something, write it down, and go back and use it? So that's pretty crucial. I don't know if I answered your question, but that's what it
That's really
reminded me.
good. Yeah. For service businesses, the idea of easy scheduling. That's something that I really value. I hate having to go through 16 different hoops to try to get an appointment or get on the phone with somebody. So, I've actually utilized a service called Calendly.com, and some people don't like the use of a calendar. I absolutely love it because it saves me a tremendous amount of time and it's really easy for people to schedule an appointment with me. You'd have to decide if it's a good fit for all of you. But I love getting the confirmation emails of exactly what my resources are, and I don't have to go looking for the information. Other things like pre-service information, giving them instructions or tips, something that helps them to prepare for their appointment, prepare for their call with you, what they can expect during the service. And when you actually deliver the service, be on time. I mean, these things sound like they're very remedial, but a lot of times people just get casual. And as Jeff and I, one of our favorite speakers by the name of Jim Rohn, and he has this statement that says, casualness leads to casualties. And when many businesses are seeing a lack of client retention, they're like, man, we've got good pricing. We offer good customer service. Well, good isn't good enough anymore. When you're competing with, you know, international competitors who are willing to work at a much lower rate and it's now commoditizing your business, you get casual with your appearance, you get casual with your punctuality, you get casual with your demeanor. If you don't have a smile on your face, Jeff, I don't know where I remember you were one of the people that told me this, but you talked about having people um, having a reminder to smile, even though you weren't doing a lot of Zoom meetings, your outbound salespeople, you reminded them of dressing professionally and reminding them to smile. Because when you're smiling, you have a different tone of voice than when you aren't smiling. So,
Yeah,
uh,
we brought in a professional trainer and he said smile and dial, smile and dial. That was always a big deal. When you're dialing the phone, even though they can't see you, smile and dial. Dude, he actually put mirrors up in all the cubicles and said, when you make the phone call, look at the mirror, see if you're smiling. It was serious. And I was like, wow, that was interesting training. That made a difference, you know?
Yeah, I've told people the Zig Ziglar quote about smile so wide you can eat a banana sideways. And I've told them to put a banana picture on their computer just to remind them when they're smiling wide, they're going to have a much more infectious conversation with people, even if they're not looking on a Zoom camera. Obviously the quality of service, deliver the service at the highest standard, pay attention to the detail and make sure that all the tasks are completed. Don't skip steps or leave loose ends that may potentially cause problems. And there's a great quote out there that says that communication is the result that you get. So if a customer had a misunderstanding, it was a failure in communication. And again, it may have been their lack of understanding, but it may also been in your lack of communication. And so one of the things that I always try to do with all of our customer service is to make sure that there's not miscommunications. And if there are miscommunications, taking full responsibility because I want to understand before I want to be understood. I've kind of used that Stephen Covey strategy to help elevate the customer service level and never trying to say, well, they're wrong and we're right. Always trying to come back and saying, okay, what can we learn from this so that the next time we can end up getting better? And one unhappy customer can cost us, thousands and thousands of dollars of bad ratings or other things that don't show up positively on service reviews or on testimonials or other types of things. Post-service follow-up. One of the things, Jeff, I know you have a lot of cars, and so you probably experience this just like I do. But I have my cars serviced by a particular car dealership, and every time I go to service them, within like 48 hours, I get a phone call. They have it automated so that I get a phone call that says, hey, thank you for having your car serviced here. I just wanted to call and see if everything went according to plan. They are getting into the follow-up, and I'm sure that there's a sales opportunity there. I'm sure that if I call them back, I've never called them back, but just getting that call just ensures to me that they're delivering a higher level customer service. Do you have any experiences like that, Jeff, with all the cars that you have serviced?
Well, I know like I'm trying to remember your cars right now, Lexus or Toyota. Let's just say if it was a Lexus, if if your customer satisfaction rating is not like 98 out of 100, you're not getting cars to sell on your car lot. So Lexus told the dealers, if you don't keep your service customers happy, we're not going to give you cars to sell, or we're going to give you the crappy ones, like the green Lexus and the blue ones. You're not going to get white or black. You're not going to get the right models. So it's funny how the car dealers in the world have become so emphatic about customer service. Not, I hate to say this, not because they care so much about their customers. They care to make sure the factory's happy so they get the right cars to sell on their lot. Very interesting. So CSI is a big deal. And so you're getting calls from car dealers. I just took a call from Lowe's. I spent $10,000 improving the property because I got the 21 alpacas that are here. I built fencing and covers and wood, and I spent $10,000, and they're like, hey, we just want to make sure you're happy. And it's kind of interesting. I actually answered the call. I'm like, I thought I had to go pick something up. So Lowe's called me, and it was the customer satisfaction. Are you happy with Lowe's? Yeah, I'm happy. Just tell me when the next sale is, 10% off. I would have liked to save $1,000 on $10,000 worth of wood that I bought. They laid me the wood over there at Lowe's. Now, but Lowe's is a lot better customer service than Home Depot, my experience. But I'm paying 10% more to shop at Lowe's. It's interesting because I can go to Home Depot if I'm a contractor and get way better pricing. I could have saved $1,000, but I go to Lowe's because they're super helpful. And when I have to return stuff, they're really lenient, and because I'm a good customer and I'm a, credit card, 10% off, Pro Desk, whatever. I get special checkout, special cashier when my guys go there to buy stuff. So it's interesting that I'm kind of part of the club and I'm paying more, and it's worth it for me for the service level. I don't know if I'm answering your
That's
questions.
great. No, that's good.
One.
Yeah, addressing feedback obviously is another one. Ongoing engagement. This is a big one. Do you send out periodic updates, newsletters, not just general information, but valuable information, irresistible offers, tips that are related to the services or products that you offer? Do you personalize the communication based on their previous interactions and preferences? Do you have a CRM system where you are tracking the products and services that they've purchased, so that when you do send them a message or you do a follow-up phone call, you're giving them personal approach or personal approaches on what it is that they've done, when they did it, and when the next time would be that they should be looking at doing something. Loyalty programs. I don't know what you've done in terms of loyalty programs, Jeff, but some of the experiences that I've had is offering specific discounts for people that are past clients, who want to come back and utilize services again, whether it's a refinance of a mortgage or if they're a past consulting client and they want to re-engage in consulting services. Special occasions have always been a big thing. I know that it's becoming more and more popular because my 20-year-old son said something the other day. He goes, yeah, what was his comment? I can't remember who the kid was. He goes, yeah, Joe calls that happy birthdaying back into people's lives. And I go, what does that mean? And he goes, well, nowadays people are utilizing the words happy birthday as a way to sell people things. So I think that people are catching on that it's not always an authentic happy birthday. It's a way of getting people to start conversations. But I know for me personally, I get a message, an email from the gym or the fitness center that we're a member of. Um, all of our family gets, because I get all the emails, we get birthday messages. And just hey, Dave, I just want to wish you happy birthday. And it comes with the manager's signature. And I know that it's automated, but it's something that kind of brings a little bit of a smile to my face that, they've spent the time to think about recognizing that it's my birthday today. Anything else, Jeff, that you would say in regards to long-term relationships that have been helpful for you and your businesses?
Well, a couple of things on what you just said. When Denny's, that really nice French restaurant, Denny's, launched, God, it might have been 20 years ago, man. It might have been in the late 90s. I did a direct mail campaign for Denny's where it was like free meal on your birthday, free meal. And who shows up to Denny's for their birthday by themselves? They typically bring 4 or 5 people, right? And the 4 or 5 people pay, and they do the birthday boy is free. It was so phenomenal on the loyalty special occasions categories that Denny's started doing a half birthday. They started saying like halfway through your year, in between your birthday, they tried to do it where free meal on your half birthday. That's how successful it was. They spent millions of dollars with me and my company on direct mail advertising, mailing birthday, free breakfast or lunch or dinner at Denny's. And it was pretty cool. It was amazing to see. That was a long time ago, but man, they ran that for 20 years. They might still do it. Free meal at Denny's on your birthday because you're always bringing people. One of the things we do, I'm just thinking at Hawk Ranch, we do weddings, so we don't want repeat customers. I'm like, she's been married 3 times. We love people like you. No, no, no. We want you to get married once, right? I've been married 30-year anniversary this year. Thank God, one time. Cheaper to keep her. Can't be cutting that stuff in half over and over again, right? No, but the weddings, we don't have repeat customers, but obviously people get married here. And if they're happy, other people are like, God, this place is nice, and we started doing something for our salespeople and our wedding coordinators where if you get a 5-star review on Google or Yelp or Wedding Wire or what's the other one? The Knot, that's all the lead. If you get a 5-star review, $50 gift card. Dude, I spent $500 last month, 10 5-star reviews. But it's funny, once those get posted out there, people are poking around our website and they're like, Crystal has like 55 5-star reviews, 55 of them. We did 68 weddings last year and she got 55 5-star reviews. When they come in here for their tour thinking about buying a wedding from us and they meet Crystal, they're like, oh my God, you're famous. We're meeting with Crystal, the one with 55 5-star reviews. It's amazing to me where there's just no question that they're going to have a great wedding here because of her history. And if I didn't do the $50 gift card, it wouldn't happen. Oh, make sure to ask for reviews. Nobody does it. It's a pain. Nobody wants to do it. But she goes out of her way. Hey, $50 gift card. She gets those reviews, and it's amazing how much that's helped with sales, marketing. I would say the biggest benefit we get is close ratio. When they show up and they meet her, and a lot of times the salespeople are smart. They're like, I'd like to introduce you to our coordinator who has 55 5-star reviews. She'll be coordinating your wedding. Everything's going to go smooth because that's the nightmare in weddings is the coordinator. um, we got some bride over here where the coordinator, she's been doing the church picnics every year for 10 years and she thinks she's a wedding coordinator. Oh my God, dude, the problems we're having. She doesn't know anything about weddings and food and plated and tablecloths and colors. And it's like to have somebody good, so important, right? It's an important piece. So 5-star reviews, handing out gifts for getting 5-star reviews, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, reward the
$500 on
activities that you want
that's
to
a lot of
see
money.
duplicated, right? So if your staff is enticed or incentivized to go out there and do the things that you know are going to help you to have a better client retention rate and have more lead generation, which social proof is one of the S's in our cursors acronym that we shared. It's one of the things that creates an irresistible offer is having social proof. So exceeding expectations, obviously, anything that you can do to make a person say, wow. And my question is that as we've gone through these 21 different checkpoints, how many of those did you say that you were doing well? Are there any of those areas that you need to really go to work on? And the goal is not to make you feel overwhelmed of all the things that you're not doing. If you are doing everything that was listed in the 21-point checklist, you don't have a client retention problem. You came to this webinar, you're watching this video because you want to improve in client retention. So don't try to do all 21 tomorrow. Start with one and do one consistently, and then add another one and add another one. And pretty soon, if you utilize this customer service checklist, and if you want this 21-point checklist, just email us at support@growmyprofit.com and we'll send you a Word document and you can customize it and make it your own. This was something that I found extremely valuable in multiple different businesses where it was just a way to deliver extraordinary customer service, which led to extraordinary client retention, which led to extraordinary referrals, which led to extraordinary lead generation, which led to extraordinary sales, revenue, profit. So a lot of these things just go hand in hand. So we only have 20 minutes left, so I want to jump right into referral generation and talk about these 4 factors. So the one thing that we want to do is make sure that we have a referral program. And then we want to focus on encouraging referrals. There are certain things that you can do, just like what we talked about on incentivizing referral opportunities, and then utilizing social proof, and then utilizing referral partnerships. So when it comes to creating a referral program, you may already have a strategy around referrals. There may be things that you are limited to in terms of compliance and things of that nature, but we highly encourage anytime you have a referral program to provide both incentives to the referrer and to the person that they're referring, so that it's a win-win-win. You win because you're getting a new client, the referrer wins for referring somebody, and the new client or customer wins because they are a new client or customer of yours. So if you can provide that win-win-win scenario, you're going to get more referrals than if you just have a referral fee. Clear communication of the program details. If you don't understand how to gain the referral or how to gain the referral fee, and it's too complicated, people aren't going to do it. It has to be super, super simple. So in this particular example, this is just somebody that I Googled and wanted to give you an example. They have a simple sign up, and this is a pretty rewarding referral option. Introduce a friend to Marin Software, and we'll help them to succeed and give you $2,000. Here's how it works. Fill out the form. We'll do what they need to do to contact them, and they'll send you a $2,000 referral fee if they sign up for their services. Now, obviously, that's a $2,000 referral, a little bit more advantageous. But when it comes down to setting up a referral program, let's just go through some basic structure. So identify who's eligible to receive a referral. There are going to be certain people that may not be eligible, or there may be certain customers that receive a higher quality referral fee. And then how are they going to refer you or refer a person to you? Are they going to use a referral link or a code? Jeff did a lot of marketing, and he utilized Pearls, where he had specific personalized URLs. He also used codes that they would use for tracking purposes. And, Jeff, that's really valuable to know where your business is coming from. Anything that you want to talk about on utilizing codes or anything of that nature when it comes down to marketing a particular strategy or tactic?
Yeah, referral systems. I mean, the thing is, people ask, well, do you get referrals? Oh, yeah, I get them. Well, do you have a formal referral system? When somebody buys from you and the deal closes and then they become happy, how do you formally, on every single client, go after a referral? Dude, I would say 2% of America has a formal referral system. So I think it's like you have to be diligent in that one to set it up. Asking the question, sending the review, maybe a gift, because it's funny, salespeople don't have a problem asking for money, but dear God, do they have a problem asking for a referral when the deal's done? It's like they feel like they're encroaching on someone's life. And I'm like, you're in sales. This is what you do, ask for a referral. And the people that do it, there's a guy that works at Longo Toyota, #1 Toyota dealership in the world. They sell 1,000 cars a month. And I heard he makes like 300 grand a year selling cars. He sells 30 cars a month, and like 28 of them are on referral. He has a formal referral system. Who do you know that might want to buy a new Toyota? It's unbelievable how powerful that is. The best salespeople in the world, the top income earners, they all have formal referral systems, so I can send more about that. I learned mine and used the J. Abraham. It's funny, in the wedding business, we learned that if a girl gets married here, and let's say she has a bridal party of 5 people, sisters, friends, right in the bridal party, it's very rude for anyone in the bridal party to go get married at the same place the bride used, because you're a copycatter. This whole Instagram famous, you're a copy. So we're like, crap, we can't get referrals from the bridesmaids that were in the wedding saying, oh, this place is beautiful. We had a great experience. It was a good price. It's very hard to get referrals from brides. So I'm like, hey, maybe we need to go to the other wedding venues and get referrals, and we'll trade. And we're working on a system right now because we found out how hard it is for other women, girls, ladies, they don't want to copycat. So it's interesting. Every business has little tweaks, but there's ways around it. So we're working on that right now at Hawk Ranch. Again, the 5-star reviews, and everybody that's at the wedding, there's 100. Another thing that we did is we started doing a lot of corporate events here because the corporate events, they're like, oh, we're here for a corporate event, but my daughter's getting married next week, and they'll refer from a corporate event to a daughter getting married. That's
Mm.
great, right? So we need to do more corporate events to offset the lack of referrals coming from weddings. It's kind of, and then we've got the animal tours.
That's a
I was going
great
to show you.
point about just, I didn't think about that, is that how you could utilize one particular service offering as a loss leader for referrals. Like you could take a lower fee to get more people to the venue to gain more referral opportunities because once they get there, there's a better experience. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I want to say something really quick about the thank you note. Tiffany, my wife, and my daughter-in-law Amanda are building this amazing chicken coop, right? Chicken coops are a big deal. Hollywood, all the Hollywood stars have 4 chickens in the backyard. They want farm fresh eggs that are healthy, and they want to buy from the store. It's kind of like a crazy fad in like Hollywood, where you got these $10 million homes with this little ugly chicken coop and chickens laying eggs every day, right? So it's like all over Instagram. So we're spending a lot of money building our chicken coop. It's got strobe lights. Apparently, strobe lights make them lay more eggs. It's got lighting. It's crazy. Like they got 50 out. So we were in Montana. They're trying to make our chicken coop look like an old grandmother's house, like a rocking chair with really old and outdated antiques. We found a store in Montana. Tiffany and I were up there a week ago, 2 weeks ago. We found this store in Montana that was perfect, like Granny's attic. You go in there. We bought like, I don't know, like $500 worth of stuff. I told Tiffany, I go, you know how many dozen of eggs for $12 you're gonna have to sell just to make back the 500 we just spent in decorations, right? The typical husband-wife fight on money. Like this is ridiculous, but it was cute stuff, and they shipped it here, and we're painting the chicken coop, hanging all these cool things up. And Tiffany, 15 minutes before this phone call, she got a box in the mail from Montana. We're like, who would mail us something from Montana? Like a little box. She opens it up. It was a coffee cup with some cool little wording on it, thanking us for our business. At this little mom and pop, we spent, I don't know, $500 at this shop, but they spent $5 on the coffee mug and $10 to ship it. $15. We appreciate your business. This happened 15 minutes ago. You should have seen Tiffany like, I can't believe they did that. That's amazing. What was the name of that store? When we go back, we got to go see that. I was like, blown away. Like that's that personal thank you card or a little gift.
That's the wow
Anyway,
experience, right? That's the
yeah,
raving fan. That's like, I'm sure she's going to buy more stuff from that place if she ever needs anything else because they gave her that wow. Wow, that's an
yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
And
raving fan kind of thing.
Ritz Carlton does that all the time. I know that Tiffany probably shops at Nordstrom's, which is known for its customer service. So that's another way to get more people to come to your location and get more referrals is when you have those wow experiences. So another strategy when it comes to business referral programs is to make sure it's being promoted, and that's to tell them that you told them, and then tell them again what it is that you do and how you can um, earn a referral fee, whether it's through email, social media, notifications for people after they purchase or do service with you, reminders during your client check-ins. Those are all strategies to generate more opportunities around referrals. One of the best ones that I've loved is, making sure that every staff member knows this phrase, before I let you go. Hey, Jeff, before I let you go, do you know of anybody that might be interested in what it is that we have to offer? We have a special discount available for new clients, and we offer a $50 referral fee or a $500 referral fee. Do you know anybody that might be in the market for what it is that we do? So it's just a simple transition when you get off the phone with somebody. It's I let you go. Another strategy would be is to add a PS statement at the bottom of an email. PS, Jeff, do you know someone who, and then just explain what it is that you offer and what the referral opportunity is and what the win-win-win scenario looks like. The other one would be to utilize the phrase, Jeff, if I was able to help you to assist your friends and family members to get better at finances or to get a lower interest rate on their home mortgage, would you be open to sharing a simple article I wrote on the topic of mortgage planning? It's asking for permission to send something or to give them something. in exchange for their commitment to do whatever it is that you're asking them to do. And you want to make this to be as low level as possible. You don't want to make this to be complicated. You just simply want to ask them the question. If I was able to put together a special offer for your friends and family members, would you be willing to share it with them? If I was able to put together a post on social media that kind of explains a little bit about what it was like for you and I to work together, would you be open to sharing that on social media in exchange for a referral fee or in exchange for a marketing fee? I know there's a lot of businesses that have done that in the past and have had great success with it. One of the things that we talked about creating an actual system around referrals, this was a strategy that I learned that was really valuable. It was something that I was able to implement into our system, so I didn't even have to think about it. And it's called the 2-question client survey. So the first question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely, 1 being not likely, 10 very likely, are you to refer us to others? Enter your answer here. So they give you a score from 1 to 10. If you would not recommend us, please explain so we can improve our services. Then it gives you an opportunity to put in a testimonial. Now, this is an actual written document, and it was something that was put in with closing documents, which were signed in person, so it made sense to have it done there. But you could also create this as a survey online, and it's just, again, it's 2 questions. So you're not asking them to do a full-blown survey with 5 or a 10-minute digest of information. You're just asking for something quick. And then you're asking them to give you their signature to agree to allow you to promote their testimonial. So now you're gaining more social proof. And if this becomes automatic on every single client that you work with, you're going to have a much better chance of having more referrals. Now, one of the things that we added with that was the client referral form. And this didn't always get completed, but because we made it part of the process, we got it completed more than if we didn't have it inside the process. So sometimes it had one name, sometimes it had one name and a phone number and email address. Sometimes it had two names, 2 email addresses, and 2 phone numbers. Again, if I was to make the offer irresistible, we had offered as much as a $100 gift card or a $50 gift card to Home Depot or Lowe's or Best Buy. And again, this may or may not work with inside of your compliance guidelines. So you have to work with inside of whatever it is that you were able to do. But a simple document like this, or a simple form that's an online form that's created, that's simple and effective to just be able to be introduced to people, it's a very simple way to automate your ability to ask for referrals. Because there's the great quote from Michael Gerber that says, there's only one thing that people do predictably, and it's that they act unpredictable. So if you can create a system or a process around creating more referrals, you're going to get more referrals predictably. The next thing is social proof, collecting and showcasing testimonials and reviews, sharing client success stories that have given you permission to do that. That's going to help you to get more referral opportunities, because if a person sees somebody that they know, like, and trust endorsing your company or endorsing your services, they're more likely to utilize your services, and they're going to say, I saw that my friend Joe had success on your program or had been working with you. Encouraging people to interact with social media mentions, or paying them to post. I mean, that's one of the things that companies do all the time. They pay influencers to post about their products. Well, maybe a better use of your marketing dollars, instead of going out there and spending money generically on Facebook. I don't know if Jeff's ever done this, but if paying your brides or paying your married couples to post their bridal picture and to tag your Hawk Ranch as their location. And if they do that, they get a $50 gift card. They're going to be posting pictures automatically about their wedding. Why wouldn't they get paid to put a simple hashtag or put in a tagging Hawk Ranch as a strategy to bring more attention to the fact that that's where they got married? Many people are going to see their pictures, but they may not have been invited to their wedding. But now that just gives you one more opportunity to increase interaction. This is a simple example. It's just for me personally, but I do coaching. We have consulting and coaching is what it is that we offer. So I simply put a post on social media and said, if anybody is interested in learning more about what it is that I do, this is what I do. And I reached out to past consulting clients, friends, family members, and I said, hey, would you mind commenting on the post that I just shared? And what happened is that 81 different people commented with positive remarks about what it is that I do as a coach and who I am and what my character is. And some people were willing to share it on their wall, on their social media wall, on Facebook for this particular purpose. So this is another way of gaining more credibility, gaining more social proof, and using social media in a positive way. Anything that you would say, Jeff, that would be a positive social proof strategy using social media as a tool?
Yeah, it's funny. We right now, just because I currently have a small business, $1 million wedding venue, trying to get to 2 million. All this sales and marketing is new, and I'm having to work pretty hard on it again. One of the things we're doing is getting a hold of the wedding photographers. They've got the pictures, and they want to get hired at Hawk Ranch to do $2,000, $3,000 worth of pictures for the next wedding. So it's interesting because they want a relationship with us because we can give them business. So I kind of make them refer and get the high quality images, like the high res, high best images from the wedding. Got to get bride and groom's permission, then have the photographer post or send them to us. So we have amazing pictures so that we're posting the best ones, because pictures are kind of everything of a wedding venue and a wedding where people are having fun and it looks beautiful and, everything's looks nice. So that's something we're doing, and social media is huge. And yeah,
That's
I'm
good.
thinking about the referral strategy. We just bought the Alpaca Hacienda in Temecula, and they did 7,000 tours of animal tours over the last 13 years. And when I bought the company, I go, hey, I want your Instagram account. I see you have 2,000 followers. And the owner said, we have not posted on Instagram in 4 years. And I'm like, wow, that tells me social media is not that important as much as Facebook and Instagram want to make you think it's important. Oh, you got to be here. You got to post. You got to pay. Not that important. 7,000 tours in, 10 years and no Instagram. So, but what she said was everybody's posting for us. There's so much out there where they hashtag Alpaca Hacienda that we don't need to post. I'm like, wow, that referrals and social and posting, and not the company posting on their own. How look how great we are. People posting, hey, I had a great time over here petting the alpacas and taking pictures and feeding them. It's really interesting to me that, so I got the Instagram account, but the Facebook account was tied to their personal name, and I couldn't get it, and so, but it really is interesting that it wasn't that important for a retail consumer pictures alpaca farm and animal tour. Wasn't that important, which was
Mhm.
interesting to me. So
Yeah. Lots of opportunities if you're creating a customer service experience or a wow experience. And if you ever visit Hawk Ranch, where Jeff has the wedding venue, he has over 100 different animals from all over the world. It is a wow experience. It's in the middle of Southern California, where you wouldn't feel like that there would be animals from all around the world. But when people go there and they have their wedding and they have this amazing farm tour or things of that nature, they hashtag Hawk Ranch. And that's something that he's created an experience that's worthy of a referral. This is we're going to wrap up with referral partners, and that's going to lead us into our next session, which is going to be how to develop strategic referral partnerships and utilizing host beneficiary relationships to generate more return on your marketing dollars and marketing investments. But I'm just going to give you a quick little highlight on the things that I found to be valuable. Obviously, you need to identify potential partners. You need to have a good strategy on how to approach them, and we'll get into this further in our next session. But understanding how to create mutually beneficial agreements that match the motivation and interest of the candidates or of the potential partners you're connecting with is extremely important, because if you come in there with all your desires being presented as what it is that you're looking for, what you're wanting from a potential partner, it's oftentimes a little too fast, too soon. But if you use a graduation process and you give people options, oftentimes you'll give them an option that they can move forward with. Joint marketing and events are going to be a big part of what we're going to be talking about next week. And then we're going to show you specifically how you can be adding value on a consistent basis to keep a steady stream of almost like an annuity stream of referrals that come in. This is a document that comes out of our Business Optimizer workbook that we give to our consulting clients to help them to start identifying their depth chart. Coming out of a football background, I played a sport that was a team sport, and there was 11 different people that could play on one particular side of the football on my team. And so, I kind of used that strategy to create this document that you can identify different categories that you would get referrals from. Who are the people that know the people that you want to work with? Who are the people that already have the people that you want to work with as current clients? They're actually people that pay them money and they already have trust and credibility with them. Who are those different categories? This document that we have, we can send it to you. If you send us an email at support@growmyprofit.com, we can get you a copy of the Business Optimizer as a free resource. But if you start listing the people that you would think would be your best referral partners, and you start reaching out to them and approaching them with an offer that's irresistible on how it can create a win-win-win scenario for you, for them, and for their clients, and how your clients could also benefit from their services, it could definitely set up some opportunities for you that you've never even thought possible. This is the marketing document where we end up helping you to refine your marketing plan to the specific targets that you're reaching out to. So with Jeff's Hawk Ranch, he's got obviously weddings is one of the targets that he focuses on. Corporate retreats or corporate events is another target. So we would end up helping you to refine your marketing plan and really getting to the point where you have a very simple marketing calendar that can be almost automated and delegated so that it's no longer something that you have to spend a lot of time and effort thinking about. You can just be measuring the progress and determining where are we getting new clients from, what's working, and what do we need to spend more money and time on, and what is the things that we need to stop spending money and time on. If you want to see more videos, more resources, check out the Scale University at growmyprofit.com/virtual. And there's also a free business assessment. So if you're interested in kind of looking at your business as a whole, not just marketing, you can check out our free business assessment and we'll schedule a complimentary session with you. So thanks everybody for joining us or watching this as a recording, and we wish you the very best and success, and we hope you join us for a future event. Take care, everybody.
Thanks.